didn't want to do another one of these videos. The reason why is clearly evident, but I must. I have to do this. January 25th. After 21 months of fighting, never backing down, and sheer willpower, Bruce Corbitt of Rigor Mortis and War Beast, Wizards of Gore, passed away after a long, hard fight against cancer. This is a tragic yet humbling experience, I believe, for the metal community as a whole here in DFW. Bruce was a beloved friend to many of people. He was a major influence on a lot of people here. He was definitely one of the main people that got the ball rolling for our local scene way back in the Rigor Mortis days. When they signed with Capitol Records, we started expanding. It was insane, to say the very least. And his legacy holds strong. He had support from these really big bands like Destruction and so many more that I can't even name because I'm just out of my mind right now. Really what it all boils down to is that we are a community. I say that because the overwhelming amount of support that has been given to Bruce's loved ones and to his friends by people in the scene have been amazing. And we have been able to comfort each other really well in this really hard and dark time. It just shows how much we care about one another, and it shows that we're always here for each other no matter what. And that needs to be the lesson learned here, is that through our faults that we have as a scene, whatever they are, we are able to come together as one for a cause most gracious and most united. January 25th was the day that we were going to be celebrating Aaron Clower's benefit show to help our brother out in the pit bulls who had succumbed to a horrible injury in the pit that left him in uncertain fate at one point. And now, when the news came that day of Bruce's passing, it was a hard pill to swallow for me. You know, the thing about being in the scene for only a couple of years is I didn't have the bond and the communication that you guys had with Bruce. I did meet him at the Fort Worth Metal Fest that he did play right after we found out he had cancer. And that was a very, very, very heartwarming experience to see. I got to meet him after their set for the first time. I've been listening to Rigor Mortis for a long time prior. And I heard about War Beast, but I never listened to them before that show. It was good seeing them play, and they did a really good job that night. And talking to Bruce that day was just surreal. Bruce was definitely one of the very first like thrash vocalists I kind of like paid attention to. And I guess, you know, the rest is history because I was able to grow a friendship with him. He invited me out to his house, the fucking Batcave, to see McGregor versus Mayweather. And man, that was amazing. I was able to meet a bunch of really cool people, see some good friends, and it felt great. I had him, before that I had Bruce and Scott on the podcast, the War Beast episode. right when we found out Bruce had cancer, and it was a hard pill to swallow. And watching that episode today is hard. But it's not harder than watching the second time that Bruce came on, when the battle seemed like it was an uncertain fate. He was sick a lot, but he was fighting really hard, and his progression was top of the line. I feel like, and I will always remember that episode. I remember every detail about that episode, even if I didn't watch it at all, and you had to tell me about what we talked about like 10 years later, I could probably tell you. His love for horror movies and B movies, how he has all these TVs on the in the room. You got horror movie, you got sports. It's pretty crazy. The mass collection of show flyers he has, his collection of figures, it's insane to say the least. You know, I'm very happy that I was able to get that close with Bruce in such a short amount of time that I was given to be close with him. It shows me that if I keep working hard enough at what I do and I keep doing what I love and I give it 100% all the time, that I can be able to make those bonds and those friendships with people that I once looked up to and look at me as equal. And that means the world to me, as it should mean the world to anybody who's in that same position. There's so many things that can be said right now, but I can't even put it in a proper order. The issue that I have with all this personally is I didn't get to say bye one more time, but I feel everyone feels that way. Last time we did talk, I did tell him he did a great show, because the last time I saw him was when he played the Vivian Vulgarfest, which was an amazing way to close out his fucking music career. A fucking amazing way for him to close out his musical career. Told him how great he did, told him I loved him, told him I'd see him again. I wish I did see you again, buddy. I really do. I wish there was one more time that I could have with you, but I will not be able to. But I know that the legacy and the spirit that you have given this scene is in all of us. I carry some of it in me. And it will be carried every episode I do on this. It will be carried on every show Skull Archer plays. And it will be carried in my everyday, day-to-day life. Because I hold that dear. And I won't stop holding it dear. You have done a lot. More than any of us could possibly do. And if we can, then we made it. And it's because of you. At the end of the day, this is the perfect time for us to come together and let each other know how much we care about one another. Your life isn't guaranteed tomorrow. It can be done. It can be done before this episode ends. Who are you to judge when that happens? Every day, I try my absolute best to wake up humble, to wake up ready, and to wake up motivated. And some days are harder than others. But I feel like I have to live my absolute best each day so that the people that love me and care about me know that I care about them and that I love them. I do love everyone that supports me in anything I do. If you're watching this, I fucking love you and I appreciate it. I appreciate the support you give me and the time that you give what I do here. Even though this is bottom of the line. This is a fucking camera in a fucking room that isn't even fully fucking soundproofed. I don't have any fucking equipment. But you still watch. You still watch me. And that makes me happy. I wasn't supposed to do an episode today. I was gonna not do an episode because February 2nd was my house party and today's the 3rd. And I'm tired. I knew I was gonna be tired, running around and taking care of everything. But I have to muster the energy. I had to fight to get the energy to do it. I did. And it's a fight that can't even be compared to the fight that Bruce Corbitt did. It was a fight to remember. He never gave up. He never caved in. He took it 21 months, and they told him 6. They told him 6, and he had stage 3 going on 4. And he fucking fought for 21 months. That isn't a true fucking Texan. If that isn't a true goddamn metalhead, then I don't know what the fuck is. I really don't. I did ask people to do, like, you know, if they could send me, like, stories they had of Bruce or video clips of Bruce I would use for this episode. And unfortunately, I didn't really get any. I know Alan Como of the Pitbulls and Prophecy told me that when he was in the hospital recently and he wasn't feeling well, Bruce actually just checked up on him, even though Bruce was in a lot worse condition. Just shows you the character Bruce was. I was ridiculously happy to see at that one smidge of support, and it's probably just too early of a time, and you know, I'm not going to fault anyone for not sending me anything. Not at all. I don't want to make this too long. I know the mini episode was like 25 minutes, but with this, it's a lot more personal, and I feel like the more I talk about it, the more I'm getting choked up. And last thing I want to do is fucking give waterworks on this episode. Hug your loved ones. Tell them that you love them. If you're a supporter of the local scene, support as much as you can. Buy merch. Tip bartenders. Let everyone know how good they did if they did good. Stay humble. And know that you carry a legacy in you right now. We all do. Bruce, you have been a mentor, a friend, a teacher, and so many other things. What you have done for us is immeasurable, and it will never be forgotten. The legacy of Rigor Mortis and Warbeast will continue on through the decades. But you can rest now. The torch has been passed. And we will carry that torch as far as we can. For you. We will take it from here, buddy. Rest easy. Rest in paradise.